They said the house wasn't on fire, that everything was fine, that this was still a championship-caliber roster. But behind that forced optimism, the Phoenix Suns were falling apart from the inside out. And now they're one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NBA. It's not just the record, it's not just the playoff failures, it's how quickly this team went from a finals contender to a locker room circus, held together by PR and hope. And now even Kevin Durant is okay with leaving. That's how bad it's gotten. It started with another firing, coach Mike Budenholzer, out after just one season. That's the third coach the Suns have dumped in 3 years. In the NBA, when you fire coaches that fast, it's rarely about coaching. It's a franchise problem. This team has the highest payroll in the league. On paper, they should be title favorites. Instead, they got swept in the first round, and their front office is in total chaos. But to understand how it got this bad, you have to rewind to the moment everything changed. The Kevin Durant trade. It was supposed to be the move that pushed Phoenix over the top. They gave up Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 unprotected first-round picks. The message was clear: win now at all costs. But that cost was their future and their depth. Bridges blossomed into a star in Brooklyn, and the Suns were left scrambling to fill gaps around KD, Devin Booker, and nothing else. And the worst part? Durant got there mid-season. No training camp, no rhythm. And still, they kept pushing forward like the plan made sense. Then came Bradley Beal. That deal might go down as one of the worst trades in modern NBA history. Phoenix shipped out Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, even more picks, and took back Beal, along with his massive contract and a no-trade clause. Beal has full control. If Phoenix wants to move him, he has to approve it. And based on how bad his season was, it's unlikely anyone wants him anyway. He's making $50 million a year. He averaged 17 points. This is the lowest impact Beal's had in nearly a decade, and he's locked in until 2027. To make room for all this, they fired Monty Williams, the coach who took them to the finals just a few years ago. In his place, they brought in Frank Vogel. That experiment didn't last either. Players reportedly rolled their eyes when Vogel yelled. One player even said he had to stop himself from laughing. When your coach is getting clowned by his own team, the culture is broken. Kevin Durant was seen brushing off Vogel. Bradley Beal ignored him mid-huddle. Devin Booker? Rumors swirled that he was frustrated with how things were being handled behind the scenes. It didn't help that the roster didn't make sense. No true point guard, no elite defender. Beal was expected to run the offense, but he's never been a floor general. The Suns would look elite one night and lifeless the next. It was impossible to know which version of them would show up, and fans noticed. You could hear the frustration in the stands. You could hear it in post-game interviews, and eventually you could even hear it in the locker room, where reports say players stopped taking coaching seriously. Behind all of this chaos is one man, team owner Matt Ishbia. When he bought the team, Ishbia made one thing clear. He wanted to win big and win fast. But the way he's gone about it has gutted the franchise. Every big decision, from trades to staffing, has been driven by him, not the GM. James Jones, once praised for building a smart, balanced roster, now looks like a puppet. Before Ishbia took over, Jones made savvy moves, trading for Chris Paul, drafting Cam Johnson, and getting to the finals. Since then, he's been forced into reckless trades and stuck holding the bag. Now, the big three looks broken. Beal, Durant, and Booker don't complement each other. They overlap. They take turns instead of playing off each other. Worse, they take up $150 million in cap space, leaving the team with no flexibility. To compare, Austin Reeves, who makes just over $13 million, had a better season than Beal. More points, more assists, more rebounds. That's the kind of imbalance Phoenix is working with. Depth matters. Chemistry matters. The Suns have neither. So once again, the front office pointed fingers at coaching and fired Mike Budenholzer. But let's be real, this was never a coaching issue. This team has no bench, no assets, no draft picks, no flexibility. They're over the second tax apron, meaning they can't even make normal trades or signings. The only path forward is a rebuild, and they can't even tank properly because all their future picks belong to Brooklyn and Washington. This isn't about one bad season. This is a long-term disaster, and the drama just keeps piling on. Budenholzer had beef with players from day one. He benched Yusuf Nurkic with no explanation. told Booker to tone it down on the court, which shocked everyone. Even Durant seemed done, seen yanking his arm away during a heated sideline moment. Fans are tired. Players are tired. The vibe around this team is toxic. Reports even say Phoenix tried to trade Beal and KD at the deadline. But there were no takers. Nobody wants Beal's contract, and Durant felt disrespected by even being floated in those talks. That trust, it's gone. Now the Suns are stuck. They're reportedly exploring options to trade Durant this summer. They're considering a buyout for Beal, something unheard of for a player with that much money left. And Devin Booker, the franchise cornerstone, looks more isolated than ever. And here's the wild part. This was the healthiest season their big three has had, so fans can't even use injuries as an excuse anymore. The only question left is, what now? The Suns have one of the worst long-term outlooks in the league. They're capped out. Their stars are aging or declining, and their picks are already gone. Kevin Durant might end up in New York or Dallas. Beal might stay and collect checks until 2027. Booker might eventually ask out, and if that happens, it's over. The rebuild won't take 5 years. It'll take 10. The Phoenix Suns were this close. They were on the doorstep of a championship. But bad ownership, short-sighted trades, and a failure to build a balanced roster have led to one of the fastest collapses we've ever seen. This wasn't just a failed season, it was a failed era. And unless something shocking happens, the Suns won't be back in the spotlight anytime soon.